So, fair observer, what is it? As Ralph tried to explain, it is a crowdsourcing initiative. What is crowdsourcing? It's when everybody can contribute to a topic, and what you get is the wisdom of crowds on a subject. I have to thank you for a wonderful introduction to my own speech, where you mentioned that current media is in crisis, and it is. There is no known media model at the moment that can make money in a sustainable way. We had the DLD conference last week here, and even the head of the New York Times said as much on the stage. He was quite confused as to how the New York Times will continue to make money. But that's because they hadn't talked to us. What we do is that we crowdsource analysis, not news, which is very important. So we crowdsource like Huffington Post or Wikipedia, and then we publish 6 articles on one topic. 6 different views on each topic that we actually produce, which means that people can make up their own mind about what it is that they're reading. So, for instance, the Arab Spring, we just published a book and several articles on it. But for each article that we published, we have an academic from Egypt writing, we have an academic from Saudi Arabia, a journalist or a diplomat from the United States, or from the UK, or from Germany, writing about these same issues that influence them. And in that way, a person can get a full 360 view, which is what we call it. Now, the way we will make money off it, hopefully, is that we look to monetize through regular strategies like advertisement and like subscription services. And one of the interesting things you're seeing is that overall, 10, 20 years ago, media really killed itself on the internet because they let everything go for free. And right now, it's very easy to get news, quality news. You know, if you want to find out what's going on, you can very easily, but you cannot get analysis for free. The Economist, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, New York Times, these guys won't let their content go for free. And the tide is turning. They are really creating much more metered content, so payable content. And this is what we're trying to capitalize on, along with a kind of bespoke model where companies can essentially ask us to put them in contact with experts if they're wanting to have specific information on a specific item. And this is really where we see the future of our media coming in, because not everybody can be an aggregator of news. Not everybody can be a Google News or just bring news together from AP or Reuters. What we're doing is essentially giving people the background story to the news that they actually have. So, what are we doing right now? We already have 500 contributors. So we source contributors from all over the world. Right now they come from 36 countries. And we also have 30,000 views a month, which isn't that much when you compare them to the figures that were just on the board. But considering we've done no advertising at all, that's pretty good. So we're trying to ramp up the readership number, and we're doing that through a lot of social media. But the reason that we're so excited to be here is because the more people that we tell and the more people that are interested in this concept, then the more people we can get to at least come along and have a look at the content. And if you're really interested in the content, then you can even write for us. If you're actually interested in a specific area and have a background in it. But what we're trying to do in the next 6 months is essentially ramp up that readership so that we can reach more people and make sure that our mission is fulfilled. And that mission is essentially to, first of all, rebuild the economic model of media so that it can survive and thrive, but more importantly, to counteract what we see as the fairly vitriolic sensationalism of most of current media. And even where you have very good, very thought-out media, it is often very biased. And that's what we try to stop. So, well, that's what we try to help to mitigate. And that's what we're aiming for in the next 6 months, to really become the guys who are there alongside Wall Street Journal and Economist when you're reading about the world. And I'm between you and dinner, so I won't take up any more of your time.
Karl, can you spend 30 seconds more on your advisor board? Because that is one of the things that I was just first heard about. Wie ich zum ersten Mal auf die Idee gestoßen bin, hat sie Fabian so erklärt, stell dir vor, du hörst über die Griechenland-Krise von allen Seiten. Was es für die Menschen in Griechenland bedeutet. Du bist auf einer Seite, eine News in 6 Geschichten drin. Das fand ich eine sehr spannende Idee einfach. Und dann fand ich es unglaublich, was ihr für ein Advisory Board heute schon habt.
Okay, so our advisory board are the guys who help us from a media landscape point of view, but they also write for us. So we have diplomats, and we have media people, and we have prime ministers writing for us. We have Richard Bruton, the former PM of Ireland. We have the former advisor to President Bush. We have the former, a lot of them are former, because generally speaking, when they're doing it, they don't have time. But we have the former defense and finance minister of India. We have several prominent academics out of Wharton, INSEAD, but also out of Harvard in the US. And the brilliant thing about this is that when they write for us, they bring their own audience, but also they bring their own point of view. So when we write on the Middle East, or when we write on certain topics that might not be covered in mainstream news, the great thing about this is that people really feel that their specific view is heard, because they're among these guys who are writing for us. And by having this advisory board, we also get a much better reach, and we reach the people that really matter. So the guys who form policy, the guys who are in power right now, and can actually help us to change the world like that.
Karl, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Die Idee ist, es ist keine Einbahnstraße. Ich glaube, dass Karl und Fabian und wer auch immer die nächsten Male hier sein wird, immer Kritik, Fragen, jemand hört es zum ersten Mal und hat Ideen dazu, aber ich glaube, es ist auch für uns alle interessant, im Verlauf des Abends einfach neue Ideen, neue Menschen und neue Gründer kennenzulernen. Die Veranstaltung heißt